Let's talk about. This is a sticky one. Let's talk about, should we keep animals alive at any cost? I'm all about animals. I'm a huge animal lover. And that makes me laugh when I get a negative review on Leverage. I Killed a Rat in Leverage, one of my books. Leverage by Katherine Black. I'm just going to get that little segue in. I'm done. Well, I'm not quite done, but I'm almost done with that. I got a review from a lady because I'd killed this rat quite graphically, I admit quite brutally. And it said something to the effect of, reading this book made me intensely dislike the author. Cheers, mate. I only wrote about it, I didn't do it. Anyway, by the by, what brings me on to this subject is I've been reading Animals and Their Humans, a book by Noel Fitzpatrick, the Supervet. And I have caught segments of his programmes. I've never watched a full one because I found it upsetting. And I have strongly disagreed with his ethics. I've only caught snippets. I had this biased view. My view hasn't changed after reading his book. I still think, me personally, I would rather put an animal to sleep than fix it to the point that it is not as able as it was before. I wouldn't keep a disabled dog because it wouldn't have the quality of life that it had before. It may have a quality of life, but in my heart, I always think dogs love to run. They love to play with other dogs. And I always feel, you know, these dogs on trolleys with the 2 front legs and no back legs, I always think they see other dogs running, and it must tear them. It must tear the soul. Personally, I would have a dog put to sleep rather than partially fix a disability. Point in fact, Echo had a cancer scare 3 months ago. He may still have cancer, we don't know. We don't think he has. We're 95% sure that he's absolutely fine. But we had the initial x-rays and the initial laparoscopy, and we think he swallowed a piece of rosemary that got lodged in his throat and formed a cyst over it. Big lump on the x-ray. He lost his voice completely for a week. We gave him medication, antibiotics, anti-inflammatories and painkillers. Seemed to cure him. He seems to be absolutely fine. We're of the opinion that he's absolutely fine. But we were discussed with the vet about taking him back a week later to have a second laparoscopy to see if anything had changed, and to have a biopsy to see if it was cancerous. And Mark and I both, didn't even take much discussion, we both agreed, were it cancer, we wouldn't treat it. So there was no point in finding out. He's 6 now, and you know, to put him through chemotherapy and radiotherapy and all the treatments, I just wouldn't do it. My personal opinion, I think it would be kinder to let him go than put him through that. My opinion, I'm sure half of the population would disagree with me, and maybe the other half would agree. Anyway, Supervet, reading his book. I'm going to do a proper review on it. I really enjoyed it. I'm coming to the end. I think I've got about 15 pages left to read, and I just couldn't stay awake to finish it last night. Surprisingly good. My opinion hasn't changed, but he does discuss at length in his book the ethics behind it. He says quite vehemently that he would never treat an animal with his robotics and bionics and give them false limbs and all these weird inventions that he's made. He says again and again he would never do that if it wasn't in the animal's interests. He discusses with the owners, he discusses with his team, and they make a decision between them whether to put to sleep or try and save the animal. And if he believed that the animal couldn't be healed and improved and have a quality of life, to whatever degree that quality of life was, even if the owner wanted him to try, he would refuse if he felt it wasn't in the animal's best interests. So, Animals and Their Humans, Noel Fitzpatrick, the Supervet from the television series. It's a really good read. I'm going to do another video on it, so I'm not going to go on any further than that. But yes, let's talk about, should we keep animals alive at not any cost, but pretty much any cost? How far would you go to save your animal? Would it be for their benefit? Would it be for your benefit? Would it be for both? Where's your heart on this? Mine is, I'm quite hardened. I'm the hardest person you'll meet and the softest. If I think my animal is in pain, if he gets fleas, I'll say to Mark, oh, should we have him put to sleep? Is he suffering? Is he in pain? And Mark will say, Suze, calm your soup. Just chill your boots a little bit here. There's nothing wrong with him. The slightest twinge, the slightest ache. Oh, let's get him to the vet. No, let's give him 24 hours and see how he goes. But when it comes to serious illness, I am hard. I want it done. I want the suffering to stop. Is that the right decision? Probably not all the time. God help me if I had a 12-month-old dog with a leg that could be amputated, because I'd probably opt to have it put to sleep. That would probably, almost certainly, be the wrong decision. What's your take? Come and talk to me. Tell me what you think. Nice chat.